acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book.
You're riding around when, hold up, out of nowhere you hear these girls calling out Tupac, Tupac. And trust me, that moment hits different once you understand what it sets in motion.
Light, and he happened to be hanging out the window.
Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
After the release of the new Diddy documentary, The Reckoning, listen to this. The conversation took a dark turn fast. New material allegedly tying Diddy to Tupac's death began circulating online, reigniting questions many thought were buried. That wave of leaks reportedly led to Diddy's name being added to police files, while fans pushed a wild but persistent theory that Diddy wanted Tupac out of the way because he wanted to be Tupac.
Tupac was a shining example of everything that Diddy wanted to be, and he was that naturally. He was charismatic, he was sought after, desired, he was very well liked and a naturally likable person. He was charming, he actually had intrinsic talent, he was a star. He was what Diddy tried to force his way into becoming. Diddy, through force, through manipulation, through fear-mongering, tried to become loved and adored and liked, but all he could manage is like a twisted clone of that he was able to garner through fear. But back to my original point, he thought he triumphed over Tupac by when actually what he did was make Tupac immortal. And by Diddy continuing to live and earn more wealth and, in his mind, earn more adoration, he thought he triumphed. He thought he won overall.
This event even pulled a response out of 50 Cent. Listen to this. According to 50, the story is far from finished. He claims there's still unreleased Diddy footage that never made the Netflix documentary, and it's headed straight to YouTube, including material tied to Diddy starting a family with Tupac's former girlfriend. Diddy shares a daughter, Chance Combs, with Sarah Chapman in 2006, a woman who was publicly linked to Tupac back in 1995. Hold up. Investigators later reviewed that connection and flagged something troubling. On November 18, 1995, Tupac was photographed alongside Diddy's child's mother, Sarah Chapman. By his own words, Diddy once called Sarah the One. He even referred to her as his dream girl. So when she became involved with Tupac, tensions reportedly escalated, leading to what's described as an early attempt to target Tupac that was ultimately buried by police.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I could say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
When the first move didn't work, he didn't stop. He doubled back and tried again. During the Diddy trial, listen to this. A former LAPD officer publicly claimed Diddy put a $1 million hit on Tupac. Suge allegedly responded in kind, leading to Biggie being taken out. It was also stated that Diddy brought in Keef D to handle Tupac directly. And after Keef D spent over 2 decades walking free, police finally arrested him, only for him to unknowingly confess on tape that Diddy was the mastermind behind the crime.
All 4 of those occasions are San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
That was followed by a painfully uncomfortable interview where, hold up, Diddy was directly confronted about allegedly being responsible for Tupac's death.
The documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
During the Diddy trial, listen to this. He was directly questioned about his alleged involvement. One major outlet reported that Diddy is now facing serious scrutiny over Tupac's death after his name appeared 77 times in a newly filed legal document. Hold up. According to Keefe D, who admitted to being the hired shooter, he claimed the entire move was done at Diddy's request and said it was far easier than expected. Even the author of a well-known Tupac biography added fuel to the fire, arguing that Tupac wasn't as hardened as his image suggested, saying he was performing a persona, couldn't truly protect himself, and didn't even know how to properly use a gun.
He died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method acted it.
Listen to this. Law enforcement reportedly took notice and confirmed they logged details from 50 Cent's Diddy documentary, where previously unheard claims surfaced about Diddy allegedly paying $1 million tied to Tupac's death. Sources close to the situation say charges are now being anticipated, which honestly is exactly the outcome 50 Cent has been pushing for all along. He's been trying to put a spotlight on Diddy for years, and there was even an earlier incident that hinted at why this feud never died down. 50 Cent has openly said he's never liked Diddy, flatly claiming it's because he believes Diddy was behind Tupac getting hit.
I leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. Last time they left me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that. I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the I'm saying. I said crazy no reason. Oh wait, maybe I said about Puffy because he got Tupac killed.
But hold up. When you dig deeper into the actual police files, it becomes clear Diddy wasn't moving by himself. In case you missed it, listen to this. A news report stated the renewed investigation into Tupac's death is uncovering new names and fresh evidence tied to those involved. One of the names suddenly resurfacing was Suge Knight. Even Eminem said years ago that Suge was responsible for the deaths of the two biggest rappers. I'm putting Suge on the hook for the loss of the two greatest rappers to ever walk this earth, he said. He added that if Christopher Wallace were still alive, he could confirm it himself. I'm holding Suge accountable for anyone else who went down with Death Row, he continued. And new documents now show Detective Russell Pooh believed Knight had Tupac taken out before he could leave the label. According to those records, he also allegedly blamed a rival group, the Blue Team, for misleading investigators. The main person they tried to pin it on was Snoop Dogg, because his file connects him to Tupac's case, showing he was supposed to be in the car that night. That connection put Snoop directly in the crosshairs.
Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with them.
But Snoop mentioned he didn't go because of
time me and Tupac was on the same page. And I did an interview with Angie Martinez and she asked me, how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Death Row didn't like that, Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to, prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
But Snoop later explained he wasn't there because tension had already formed between him and Tupac. He said the last time they were truly aligned was before an interview with Angie Martinez. During that interview, she asked how he felt about Puffy and Biggie. Snoop answered honestly, saying he respected their music and wanted to collaborate. Hold up, that didn't sit well with Pac. Tupac didn't like that response at all. That moment created friction between them. Snoop explained that on the flight back to Los Angeles, he no longer felt safe in the situation. He said part of the discomfort came from not being allowed to move with his own security. To protect himself, he claimed he slept under a blanket with a knife and fork nearby just in case. Nothing happened that night, but the tension stuck with him. Still, federal investigators found Snoop's timing suspicious. Within 72 hours of the shooting, he had coincidentally removed himself from Pac's circle. You have to remember, Snoop was deeply connected to the streets back then. It's possible he sensed something bad was coming. In another interview, Snoop doubled down and said he believed Tupac actually hated him near the end. He said a week before that they were close. 2 days later, everything felt different. He explained that things changed while they were in New York. That was the same city where Snoop was previously shot at and harassed. He said he forgave Pac for that situation. Then came the Angie Martinez interview. When he spoke positively about Puffy and Big, it rubbed Pac the wrong way. Snoop admitted he wasn't thinking about Pac's emotions at the time. He said he was trying to avoid controversy. He believed everyone had once been friends. There was even footage of all of them hanging out together. From there, the documentary breaks down the full evidence trail surrounding Tupac's final night. On September 7, 1996, Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight. They were attending a Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand. After the match, Tupac got into a physical altercation with Orlando Anderson. Suge and their entourage were present. Orlando Anderson, his uncle Keith D, and others were also in the building. Keith D later told LAPD detective Greg Kading that the incident was retaliation. That statement was made during a proffer session that couldn't be used against him. Surveillance footage showed Tupac was angry over a chain allegedly stolen years earlier. After security broke up the fight, Tupac and Suge left quickly. Pac returned to his hotel to change clothes. Around 11 p.m., Tupac and Suge got into their BMW. They headed toward Club 662. While driving, a white Cadillac began following them. Members of the rival group, including Orlando and Keith D, were inside. They had been searching the strip. Eventually, they spotted Tupac at the intersection of Flamingo and Koval. The Cadillac pulled alongside the BMW. Shots were fired. Tupac was hit multiple times. What's strange is no one was arrested at the time. Years later, Keith D went on DJ Vlad's show. He openly described being in the car that night. He claimed Tupac appeared to be reaching for something. Official police reports later stated no weapon was found in Tupac's vehicle. Keith D admitted he ducked when the movement happened. He confirmed shots came from his car. Despite this, Keith D wasn't arrested back then. He was questioned and released. In another interview, he expressed regret. He said he wished the night had never happened. Investigators later uncovered inconsistencies in the case files. Some officers even suggested Tupac had been playing a role. One former investigator claimed Pac was an industry plant meant to calm gang tensions. Tupac's longtime mentor later confirmed Pac used an image strategically. The plan was to broker peace. When that plan failed, Pac became a target. Some fans believe his death was staged. Others point to sightings in Cuba. A rapper close to Pac casually mentioned seeing him years later. That response raised eyebrows. News footage later surfaced claiming Tupac was alive overseas. Even Suge Knight has repeatedly hinted Pac survived. But medical records contradict parts of Suge's story. What stands out most is that Suge has repeated the same claim for years. That consistency makes people question everything.